thanks for continuing to watch this episode of Answering the Call. We're in Liberty, Kentucky, visiting the Galilean home. With me, the founder, Jerry Tucker. So Jerry, when we talk about evangelism, along the way, as you're loving on these kids and meeting all kinds of people, I'm sure you're able to share the gospel. Talk about evangelism.
Oh yes, we because we have been on so many TV shows and interview shows on different things, we get a chance to, and they're not always a 700 Club or something, that type of show. You know, quite often it's the Today Show or something else. And of course, Sandy was always the lead speaker.
Right.
And but we also traveled for how long? Probably 15 years, traveling all over from the Minnesota Canadian line down to Jacksonville, Florida, from Virginia Beach over to Dallas, and all points in between. About 40 weekends a year.
Right.
For 15 or 18 years,
wow,
with about 30 children.
Yeah.
And singing in churches, giving talks. Children would give their testimonies, a lot of them.
Took the show on the road.
I probably miss that more than anything since Sandy's gone.
Yeah.
So we sang everywhere. We sang probably with every Southern gospel group that was ever formed in the United States, plus some bigger names.
Like Charlie Daniels?
Well, Charlie's our biggest supporter, and I don't think we ever sang with Charlie, but
he wasn't good enough for you guys.
I'm going to see him Sunday night at the State Fair, by the way. And ever to this day, Charlie has been a big supporter, our biggest supporter, for 25 to 30 years now.
Right.
And we see him once, twice a year. We just saw him in Corbin about 2 months ago, and we'll see him again at the State Fair this Sunday.
That's amazing.
So, but we did a lot of evangelism on the road. So there's other ways you can spread the gospel besides standing at a pulpit in the church.
Right. It's word and deed. It's
word and deed.
You know, I heard a preacher recently say, if you get into ministry, you got to love people and preach the word, and you have to do it in that order.
We do it every chance we get, and we're like a gospel machine in motion.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
We don't have to think about what we got to say about something.
Right.
Just look around.
Yeah.
Just follow me for a day or something.
That's right. So when you talk about evangelism from the Christian school perspective, I'm sure there's kids that are coming to school that may or may not have been churched.
Oh, I've never seen the inside of a church, maybe. But the mother, the parents, or the mother, usually the mother, didn't want them in public school for whatever reason, whatever the reason is.
Right.
There could be a myriad of reasons of why they didn't want them in public school. So they bring them here, and we have chapel every once a week. They have prayer and Bible study every day in school.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, stay tuned. We're going to get some more interviews from some of the staff and some of the students here talking about how they're sharing the gospel in word and deed in these last days, and they're answering the call.
My dad always, ever since I was young, had always believed in having a Christian education. And you know, I feel like the Bible verse that says, train up a child in the way he should go. When he is old, he won't depart from it. I think that not only is at home, but it's also the ones that are educating your children.
The school's had a big impact on my life. Most of the time, as a young person, you spend more time at school than you do at home. And so it helped lay the groundwork for what I believe. Ultimately, I had to decide for myself what I believe, but it definitely laid the framework.
Just sharing the gospel, showing love, compassion, just like Jesus did. Because whoever walked through this door, they're not going to be perfect. Because I was not a perfect kid when I came. I didn't know nothing about who Jesus was. I didn't know about Christianity. When I came to the Galilean home, they really teach me about discipleship, who Jesus is, and this is the one that I want to follow.
Just the outreach that we have just verbally, that people are hearing about the Galilean school. People are wanting to come in, and once they come in, then our students are going back out into the communities and telling what's going on and telling about Jesus. I also coach here. I coach girls volleyball, boys and girls basketball, and for the first time this year we're going to have some spring sports such as baseball and softball and golf.
And of course through our school we have chapel every week, we have Bible-based curriculum, all of those things. And then through the Born Free Ministry, those mothers, the people that we interact with through our volunteers and our staff with those babies' mothers and the foundation of love they get here, all of those things is exactly what Christ told us to do.
I would describe the mission of the ministry as totally heartfelt, for one, and it's all about the children. It talks in the Bible about, where Jesus says, do to the least of these you do unto me, and they are totally dependent on us, 100% of their care comes from the ministry. And
I always took pictures every month of the babies and sent letters to the moms, and I wasn't at that point one of the people that went and visited the moms with the babies, but I kind of got to know some of the moms through letter writing, or at least would send the pictures and Bible verses and things like that to try to encourage the moms to defend the poor and fatherless and do justice for the afflicted and needy, and that's what our goal is.
I'm thankful that I grew up here. It's been an amazing opportunity. If not here, then where?